at your release.
Hi and hello, friends. It's your old pal Voltaire. The mic drop is a free-flowing conversation that oftentimes touches on mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you, Voltaire. Thank you, audience that's not here yet. It's Friday night. Let's have some fun. Let's talk about some entertainment topics. And we may have some guests tonight. I was going to try to experiment with two members of the community, see if they want, but they're not here. But I just got a message from Larry. I'll be on in 5 minutes.
Max, everybody.
So Larry and Fourth, I wanted to see how that combination went. I was thinking about doing a James Gunn topic for the main. I was really struggling to figure out what topic tonight. So also the phone number is available for mic drop. I already paid CJH. Okay. And depending on how many mic drops we get tonight, we'll either do it tonight or next week. Giving away another $20. I want to make it more regular. I want some more mic drops though before I give away $20. I don't just want two people to call and just have two messages. Come on, people. Let's have some competition. Let's have some hot topics.
In these challenging economic times, Max is trying to buy you.
I know. I didn't even tariff my memberships. And I'm actually giving away money now, which is ridiculous because I'm actually making less on YouTube right now, which is fine. It's just, it is what it is. I am planning to make more content. I did go after work to film part of Tape Hunters to get it started. So I have a full episode to go. Sunday, I will not be able to do a member stream because I'm going to a concert. It's been a while since I've been to a concert. I'm going to see Nada Surf. Do you know Nada Surf?
Of course I know Nada Surf.
Yeah, so I've never seen them live.
No, me neither. Popular.
They have some really good albums. They're not just a one-hit wonder.
No.
They have hit or miss. Like I have some of their newer stuff.
Style. I like that nerd rock too.
Their best album, I think, is do you have Proximity Effect?
I did.
Oh, that's the best one, I think. Ryan Reynolds can eat crap. That's our first comment of tonight.
Welcome, RWP, and he's a bit of a bully. I will say that.
Oh, really?
Based on what
or Ryan Reynolds
come out,
okay.
It seems like he is a bit.
Christina Payne, Coach Payne is here. I didn't exercise. I'm planning to exercise after the stream because I did take a nap after I got home. I did take a nap.
Well, good for you. You woke up. Usually you take these afternoon naps. This show doesn't happen sometimes.
Yeah. I got home. It was like 8:30, so I only slept for like 2 hours. I want to though. Just seeing you in the chat and on Instagram really encourages me. She is amazing. She really is consistent with her routine.
And it gives
me, and I've been consistent, but I've been slacking lately. I'm blaming my family. Axel is here.
If it's important enough, you get it done. If it's not, you come up with excuses, as they say.
Well, I helped my sister move this week.
Yeah. Is that finally done? You've been helping your sister move for like weeks.
Well, see, the thing is, they sold their house and they didn't close on their new house, so there's like a month and a half where they're just
in storage.
Well, storage. My mother's house. They had 2 storage rooms. My mother's house, my mother's garage, which my mother was insane this whole month. She's calling me, there's junk. I can't take it anymore. And then they were living in a camper on a campground with their 2 dogs.
Okay.
And my one niece was living with my mother. And that's also been driving her insane too, having a teenage girl living with her again.
2 weeks in a camper.
Yeah.
I'd like to try like a week in a camper. I don't know if I could do 2
Sean is here. Isaac, super excited to see Thunderbolts tomorrow.
I'm going to see it tomorrow too, Isaac.
We can maybe, I don't know if Sean's available, maybe we might want to have Sean on for a James Gunn update. I do want to talk about James Gunn right now, and I don't want to be a hater, but I will say, let's talk about the main.
Hey, Max, you know what? Hang on. Let me just say something. No matter what you say, everybody's going to call you a hater, and everybody's going to call me a yes man, and all this kind of nonsense. This is a non-toxic channel, and all the toxic people like to attack us.
Oh yeah,
like the person.
Well, I want him to succeed. I just don't think James Gunn can help himself because you heard about the super shit.
The hashtag thing, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is smaller, but I also think he can't help himself. Like, and that was the the concern I had. That
it's interesting because he had a bad time with that, and he was wrongly, maligned for all those, old.
Yeah, but how could he not see that? Like my biggest criticism of James Gunn is he is a great filmmaker. But if there's something that's humorous, he can't help himself, and he has to put it in to a fault. Just like I'm fair. I love Zack Snyder. I criticize him. Just like his to a fault is he can't stop with the damn slow motion when he's doing crop production in Rebel Moon. Yeah. Like he can't help himself, and he can't help. And sometimes James Gunn or Zack Snyder does amazing things, but he can't edit down either.
So can I give you a different perspective on that whole thing? Hey, Larry. So Zack Snyder, that's his style of shooting. That's his thing. Okay. These slow motion things. James Gunn, what happened to him, that whole cancel thing, and he came back from it. A lot of people don't come back from it. And now he's in a power play. He knows putting that in the movie will make people think of this, will bring this up. And to me, he's like, hey, everybody, here's a big S burger. Eat it. I'm James Gunn. I run DC now. You guys tried to cancel me, and I beat it. A lot of people don't. Larry, I really think that's ego.
Yeah, Larry, how's it going? Let's test your mic. I'm happy to have Larry. I was going to try a new crew tonight. Voltaire, me, Larry, and Fourth. How are you doing, Larry? Oh, we can't hear you at all. Well, that's not good.
Larry, do you like Nada Surf?
He's more of a hard rock guy.
I like hard rock, but I like nerd rock too.
Yeah, I like nerd rock.
Look what happened to the Weezer bassist.
Roga, this is not like a MME live. This is just a curated thing of panelists. I already sent one out to Sean because he's the resident internet James Gunn hater, according to Donovan.
Where is Donovan? He's usually put. Oh, there he is. Donovan, I'm used to seeing like 25 chats in there.
No, don't encourage him. Don't encourage. Donovan also, Donovan got mad at me for getting in I had to get into politics this week.
With who?
I got upset about the increased prices for video games, and I said I don't know how you can't. It's gone across the line where I'm open-minded. Me and you, Voltaire, have talked behind the scenes. Like, I don't like Trump, but I'm like, okay, I'll give him a chance to see what he does. But as much as, and it's fair, people criticize the Biden economy, even though there was the pandemic in it. I am blaming Trump for this economy. And then now we're getting to the point where even the situation that's happening now, the most stringent followers of him are blaming it on Biden still. I'm like, no, Trump owns this, what's going on now. This is not the volatility in the stock market, in the worldwide economics is squarely in Trump's corner. And I see a shift of focusing. And now you can have your own opinion there too, Voltaire, but I am not hearing it. I know there's different opinions. where we are now, economic, and the price of cost of everything that's increased in 2025, I am not. It's a Trump economy. I'm calling it that.
Okay. I'm neutral on these things. I feel for people. Costs of things are terrible,
Yes.
but Daddy's not worried, and Daddy thinks everything's going to work out.
Well, that's a different circumstance if it's going to work out or not. I'm saying he owns this. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Are you there? Can you hear me, Sean?
He's frozen.
Oh, I froze up.
We can hear you though.
Oh, we can hear you good though. Maybe I don't know what's going on with StreamYard tonight. We have to get the update.
They're all having problems.
Yeah, we have to get the update for James Gunn though. Larry, are you there? Technical difficulties. All right. So I'm going to go slightly into politics because it's affecting. Oh, Larry gave me a text. Damn, LOL.
Look, just don't get into politics. Just try not to worry about it.
I can't help it. I can't help it.
Yes, you can, Max.
No, I can't. No, I can't.
You can't.
I can't help it. No, I'm not. It drives me insane. I am a collector. The cost of physical goods, and then people losing their jobs.
Max, you were. I watched your video. You opened the guy's thing and you went through all his stuff at that store, looking at laser discs and VHS tapes. You're doing okay, Max. That's my point. You can still do that kind of stuff, right? Yeah. We're okay.
No, I'm not. I'm not jumping in the shark with politics, but I am going. Like, here's the thing. This is why I got so annoyed why I released that vid. I actually watched a few YouTubers, and there's fear to even suggest that it's Donald Trump's fault. Like, YouTubers are afraid because they know he has followers.
Any YouTuber should just not discuss politics, truthfully.
No, but you're talking about the cost of consoles and games, and they were like, oh, that Nintendo, they won't even suggest it's Trump's fault. And I even had a big YouTuber, like 30K subs. I saved their video where they were like apologizing to the viewer. We're not suggesting that it's Donald Trump's fault. I'm like, this is pathetic. They were like kowtowing to their viewer because the viewer was upset that they suggested that it's Donald Trump's fault that the economy is bad.
Let me say something. And again, just from a neutral standpoint, I'm not defending the man. I don't want to be put in the uncomfortable position of trying to defend Donald Trump. I'm not. But the market will bear things out. The Switch 2 was more expensive. Everybody was crying about it. The damn thing sold out to hell. It's on eBay. People are selling, you know what I mean? So don't tell me. So the corporations know this, and they'll charge whatever they can get away with, whatever the consumers will pay. People are still paying for these things.
Mm-hmm.
So what, you could say it's all because of that, Max. You can, but you can also say the free market is bearing it out. Like, that's the reality. Nobody needs, quote unquote, needs a Switch 2, right? But it's sold out to hell. Like, it's nothing.
Well, the other thing that happened this week is Xbox increased the price of an existing console that's been on the market for like 6 years, $100, at least $100.
Which just seems like madness to me. That seems like, because I'm not into these consoles.
Well, that's Donald Trump's
based on what you guys say, they're losing, and it's shocking to me that they would do. Did Sony do that?
The reason Microsoft announced it then. See, here's the thing. Everyone was bashing Nintendo, and Microsoft just sat back and let Nintendo take it until it was safe to just throw it out there. And now Sony's going to be the last one. So people are going to remember the first and the last that announced the price increase. So that because Microsoft is also falling behind, with sales, it's good for them to release their statement in the middle.
So do you think possibly? I'm just asking questions.
Oh, yeah. Definitely PlayStation's going to increase their price.
Okay. So, but do you think Microsoft saw that Nintendo did that and people got people were talking crap and Nintendo still sold the hell out of that thing?
Here's my thoughts. I think Trump with the tariff and the trade apocalypse has canceled next-gen consoles. So Switch was ready to go out. They didn't know how much the trade war was going to be. So they were ready to go already. I think Microsoft and Sony's next consoles, they're going to wait till 2028, maybe announce it 2027, because the costs of production is increased.
No, I don't think so.
And also the games that Microsoft just said, oh yeah, we're doing $80 too. I think they were trying to hold off until their next console, but since it's going to be delayed, they're just saying, okay, now games are going to be $80 now.
So here's what's going to happen. They're going to put them up to $80. Trade wars, tariff stuff is going to be gone, and they're still going to be $80, and people are still.
Oh yeah. No, you're right there. You're right there.
Corporations know that, Max. See, right now they get to blame it on that.
If they no, you're absolutely right. I blame the Trump because I believe it's his fault. But once it's established and once consumers pay for that, it's staying that way.
Correct,
for sure.
But they get to have a scapegoat.
I do think they should do physical 80 and digital 70. Give digital consumers a little bit of a break. I do think they should do that.
Well, look, these are luxury items, and this is my thing, right? We are a decadent society in this country. God bless America. We are complaining about the price of GD video games.
No, ultimately that pales in comparison. People being laid off and UPS laid off 20 case employees this week. I don't.
UPS, really?
Yes. Oh yeah.
That's got nothing to do with.
It has something to do with it.
Come on.
Well, they also said Amazon too. I forgot to look. People think I don't follow politics at all. I do follow politics too much.
I think you do, buddy. I think you do follow it too much.
I do care about, because when I've worked in customer service so long that I could see and hear my customers suffering. Like I've talked to a lot of young people who have been laid off, lost their jobs recently. I feel like the jobs market. I wanted to hear what the jobs report was going to be. I think it was released today, and I didn't get to check it out. So I hope it's better than we're expecting, for sure.
So yeah, you see a lot of people who are crying because they could only get the RoboCop Laserdisc and not the Bill and Ted's and the RoboCop.
I was watching the RoboCop Laserdisc and it looks great, but I have to say the VHS is better because somehow, I don't know which version, but I think the RoboCop Laserdisc is edited. It doesn't have some of the gorier scenes on the VHS. So I'm like, which VHS has it? Hey, Sean, how's it go? Yeah, you could just keep an icon for this if you want.
Yeah, has some reason I'm having computer problems.
That's all right. It might be StreamYard because Larry's having issues too.
Oh, is he? Okay, because I don't know.
Yeah, how are you doing? I had to get a little bit political this week. I'm trying not to, but I can't help myself. I get really annoyed with the cost of stuff, and I really care for anyone getting laid off. I talked with some veterans today too, and I'm like, listen, we don't get politics in our customer service, but I'm like, I'm not getting into politics either, sir, but I really wish there was more to help veterans, and I appreciate your service. And we talked for a long time today.
Yeah, can you imagine, Trump, getting rid of Veterans Day and now calling it something else, Victory Day?
He's not doing that, is he?
You didn't hear that? That was today.
That's not true, is it? He really said that?
Yeah, he signed an executive order changing it to
Victory Day.
Victory Day to celebrate World War I. So
what?
Now Veterans
Day
is supposed to
are
be
you
for
kidding
all
me?
veterans. No, dude, I'm not making that up.
Why would he do that? Listen, I understand you want a victory, but not change. Veterans need their whole day. I mean, they were part of Victory Day, but I like that it's focused on just winning a war instead of winning a war that's on the veterans. Yeah,
the Veterans Day is to represent all veterans that have fought in all wars. But now he's celebrating World War I.
I'm sorry. I thought Congress had to pass national holidays.
He can sign an executive order. It's just like the Gulf of Mexico is still the Gulf of Mexico.
So yeah,
he signed an executive order, but no one has to give a shit about it.
Right, there you go. Okay, so it's not actually happening, but yeah. So this is like,
but even the suggestion, I say F you,
dude. He won't even show up to soldiers that come back in coffins. Like he hasn't done it his whole, first 100 days, and he already had 4 or 5 guys come. The 3 guys or whatever that died, in that swamp, and drowned in their truck because it went into that swamp. He didn't even show up for that. Like he went golfing instead. Like the guy's I don't know. You know how I feel about the guy.
Right,
I mean, I think he's
careful here. We're getting a little too much,
Are you okay? No, I don't
talking about the price of video games.
All right. Sorry, Donald. I don't want to get deported. Let's go on. Let's move.
Stop.
I don't want to end up in El Salvador. Okay. Sorry. He suggested otherwise. All right. Let's get. And I don't know where Larry's at. All right. Let's move back to James Gunn. Let's criticize that man.
Well, you got a paying customer. Let go.
Rational Skeptic, $5. That's why PC gaming is. What do you think's going to happen to PCs, dude? Even building your PCs. Oh, you think those parts don't come from China? The price of unless you already have a PC, yeah. But if you're buying a new PC, the cost of that is going to look at all these PC master race. What are you talking about? Look at Donovan too. Donovan, Sean says hi.
Yeah.
But what do you think the cost? This is so weird. Like, you don't think it's going to impact PC costs and PC gaming? Okay, rational. Never had to pay more than 50 plus on AAA games due to G2A and Steam sales. And I get 4K 120 frames per second. You'll watch your increases.
Well, I got to tell you, I have to agree with him on some level because I got that ROG Ally thing, and that Steam store is fantastic and it's cheap. And he's right. You just wait for. My nephew told me wait for sales and stuff gets really cheap, and it's ridiculous. By the way, if there's any Star Wars games you want, everybody, this weekend's going to be crazy for Star Wars games on Steam. FYI. Due to May the 4th.
I was actually, now that you're here, Sean, I was surprised. You're really praising Andor season 2, where I remember you had criticism season 1 that you didn't like the effects or the cinematography or something.
There was, some of the CG was, or the visual effects were suspect, especially the Star Destroyers that entered the atmosphere and stuff. And then some of the props, the guys had like AK-47s, like literally with no other dressing on them to make them look like Star Wars guns. And you're just like, what? That was weird. But this season's been really good so far. I haven't watched the last 3 episodes that just dropped. I've only watched the first 3. And then I started seeing that they had Benjamin Bratt take over the role of Bail Organa from Jimmy Smits.
Yeah.
Because he had scheduling conflicts, or it could be money issues. But then I'm hearing he signed on for Obi-Wan Kenobi season 2. But it's weird because then you see Jeremy Renner complaining about they wanted to do a second season of Hawkeye, but they offered him half the amount of money that he was given the first time. And he was like, what do they think? I'm just half of a Jeremy Renner?
I was really upset with that. Yeah.
And
the just on the Andor thing, first of all, I think they should be recasting people in Star Wars. They got to get used to that. I think we need to recast Luke. We need to tell these stories with different actors. But I did watch the last 3 episodes of Andor, and it's very good. It's very well shot. The storytelling is good. I just wonder if there's an audience for this thing. Like, I don't know who would like it, to be honest with you. It's really not Star Wars. It's a spy show.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm hoping the audience that likes HBO type content will support this. I think it's good that it's only one more season.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Then the last episode ends where it literally picks up where Rogue One is, and that's it. So it's over.
Yeah, I don't know who's watching this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting to see when the stats come out on it. But yeah, I mean, but there's still, my point is, it's just weird that like they're having money issues, like where they're not paying their actors the way they're supposed to, or they're not getting the schedules worked out. Because Jimmy Smits can still play the role. It's not like he can't play the role of it's weird. The whole thing's weird.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I missed what you were saying there. Oh, so Jimmy Smits was replaced with that is weird.
By Benjamin Bratt. Yeah,
and then I did hear about I'm mad about the Jeremy Renner thing because he said, I didn't ask for more. I just wanted the exact same amount I got for season 1. And they said no.
I'm very happy he was candid about it. Like, I think these negotiations and all that kind of stuff, that's business, right? I'm happy it's rare.
He shouldn't have accepted half. About it. He shouldn't have accepted half.
No, because in some respects, he's been in so many of these, Marvel movies. He's earned every penny that he gets. His character is a solid character. And Hawkeye was one of the better Disney Plus TV series that came out for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they figured from a
you guys hear me?
A money.
Yes,
standpoint.
Larry's here.
There you go, Larry. Larry, do you like Nata Surf?
Yeah, definitely.
There you go.
Of course. Sorry.
It is breaking up a little bit though. I don't know why. I'll have to get you that mic. Okay.
So like
James Gunn's ego is so big, it's ridiculous. Like the fact that this guy can't drop a new trailer for that movie, and we're 2 months out, close. Is ridiculous.
Fourth, I sent you a link too. Fourth, if you want to. Yeah. Go ahead, Larry.
Sean, you saw he admitted that we haven't had the first trailer yet, right? Did you see that?
Yeah, but why?
He admitted. He said you haven't seen trailer 1.0 yet, and I'm like, yeah, I don't get it. It's very strange.
Yeah, he's an idiot. They
They
put an idiot in charge of a studio.
It might not be. It might not be his decision. That might be PR. Might be someone else. I don't know.
Well, they fired the people that were doing marketing, so they fired him right before an event film. Don't you love that?
Brilliant.
I have a great topic now that Sean and Larry are here, and Voltaire. And hold on, I'm getting this banner ready. This is going to be a great question for everyone, and then I'm going to probably put it in the chat too.
Hi, Rhea.
I'd rather be pissed off than pissed on, Donovan.
Okay. Well, yeah, nobody wants that except some people in certain circumstances, if you know what I mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And if you're into that kind of stuff, that's your business.
If that's what Donovan's into, that's what he's into. I don't know. Golden showers,
Come on now.
Oh goodness.
We don't.
I mean, he's talking about it.
Sean,
he's talking about it in the chat.
Well, within limits. I don't know. I don't know if we can shame that one, right?
No, we
can't. Can't we shame that one? Okay.
I think kink shaming is wrong.
Can I say?
Oh, I do too.
Can I talk about the Thunderbolts? Can I talk about the Thunderbolts for 2 seconds? I won't give any spoilers. Okay, this is not a spoiler. I'm sitting there and I'm watching the credits, and then there's a single credit at the end. John Burton West, and he was the production supervisor on the movie. He's a friend of mine. Cool. And I was so excited, and I text him and I said, "Hey man, I just watched Thunderbolts, and this I saw it at midnight." So, and he goes, "Yeah, we were just at the crew screening in Atlanta." So they had the crew screening in Atlanta for all the crew, because that's where they shot the majority of the movie. They also shot in Utah, all the desert scenes, and I was talking with him in text, and he was the production supervisor on Where the Millers that I did. He was also the production supervisor on Journey to the Mysterious Island that I did. 2 movies for Warner Brothers. Yes, I've worked for Warner Brothers. Donovan, and he always wants to be like, "You don't know what you're talking about." Okay,
all right.
But anyway, my point is, it's every time these Marvel movies. I talked about him once before on your show, because he did all of Miss Marvel. He did that whole series for Disney Plus as a production supervisor, and then he rolled over to Armor Wars, and while it was a TV series, and then they switched it to a movie, and then it didn't go anywhere, and they rolled him right over into Thunderbolts to production manage that one. This movie was amazing, and I'll tell you what, they had about 10 visual effects companies at the end of the credit scenes or the credit roll, and the amount of work that a production manager has to do to juggle this $140 million movie, and then have to do 10 visual effects houses. Like, there's so much that goes on behind the scenes when you're watching these Marvel films and you see 600-700 credits at the end of the movie, and to have one guy literally overseeing all the department heads that oversee all the hundreds of people underneath, it's some serious stuff. And I'm always proud of, I'm the only reason I'm saying this is because I'm absolutely proud of my friend, because I've known him for years, and to see him go, I mean, he was the production supervisor on Lincoln, Steven Spielberg's Lincoln.
Cool.
He's done a lot of stuff, and to see him get to where he is now, just rocking it with all the Marvel stuff, is just, I can't be more proud of him. And it's just nice when you see people like that. And the only point I'm saying about this is, like, when I say stuff, I really know these people. Like, and because I get questioned all the time, especially from Donovan, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You just did this, you just did that. It's like, no, dude, like, I spend 6 months and 12 hours a day with these guys on a feature film or a TV series, and like, we all get to know each other. And I helped his wife, before he was married to her, move into, like, I moved her out of her apartment and into his house, and that's how close of a relationship I have with him. Yeah.
Sean,
and so
I know you don't know exactly,
awesome.
but what's the range of a paycheck someone would get for a major picture like that, for that role?
Anywhere from production manager, anywhere from $8,000 a week, maybe.
And how many weeks is he working approximately on something like that?
Nice.
Something like that. 11 months.
Nice.
So yeah,
that's awesome.
So he's getting paid. Okay,
and you really like?
Yeah, that's great.
You saw Thunderbolts too?
I did see Thunderbolts. I saw it at Thursday midnight on, I guess it was Wednesday going into Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was really good.
Thursday going into Friday.
See, I can't even because I have a concert. I have a concert Sunday, so I can't see it. And then I'm debating on going to another concert next Friday. Should I go see Filter? I've never seen Filter. They're not like one of my favorite bands, but
they came to my college when I was.
I mean, if the ticket price is reasonable,
they're at a smaller place. It's actually a kind of cool place where if you could go and you could get there's part of the venue that's like you could go and get food and sit there way ahead of time and sit the whole time, or you could be in the pit. I don't know.
That's a fun night out. What are you going to do? What else are you going to do that night?
Well, I won't take my wife with me. She doesn't like my style of music, and she'll be like, "Okay, can we go home now?" And I'm like, "I don't want to. I want to stay there the whole time."
That sounds like a good time to me.
Well,
okay.
Those first two albums still hold up, man.
Well, they have some decent stuff after too, but yeah, it's hit or miss. I agree. But I'm like, that might be fun. And I love a Friday night concert or Saturday night. I can't stand during the week when you have to work the next day. So I'm debating about next week. We also have another super chat from CGH Entertainment who says movie talk's dead all the time. And I talk about the same 4 topics constantly. It's because I care, CGH. $6.99. Jimmy Smits chose Dexter Resurrection over Star Wars, and I say good for him. He prefers that and had to choose. We don't know that, CGH. They had to choose one or the other, do we?
Well, they said it was a scheduling conflict. And
okay.
If he's shooting Dexter in Vancouver and then can't get to the UK because of turnaround to go do Andor, that's where they shot Andor. There was probably issues like that.
What is it? There we have a new viewer called Voltaire's Bidet, and it's overflowing.
My bidet's functioning.
Oh my God.
No, not according to this. I have a source that says it's
oh my God.
This is inaccurate. This is really
the real deal.
Bidets, and I promote that.
All right. Well, we talked about the main topic. Oh, go ahead, Larry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I saw Thunderbolts last night, and it was amazing.
Amazing.
It was awesome.
Wow.
It was a really good movie.
How would you rank it from the recent MCU offerings, like Captain America, some of the recent ones? How would it rank?
It's definitely better.
Okay.
I think it's better. It was better than Captain America.
I enjoyed Captain America, but you could see the flaws in it. This was like very well done.
From the trailer,
well written, well executed. And it's serious. They kind of like play it off like it's a comedy in the trailer, but it's like super dark and emotional.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, I cried a couple of times.
You cried.
I actually teared up. Yeah, I teared up twice.
How stoned were you?
is
I
it-
saw it by myself.
How so?
Oh, pretty wrecked. I was drunk
I
and
didn't-
stoned and going through shit. So
I didn't.
yeah, I was the perfect customer.
I didn't cry, but there were some emotional scenes. But I will say it was.
I'm sure
probably
Sean
one of-
knows which ones I mean. Yeah.
It was one of the better written stories, I think, and my favorite character was Walker, U.S. agent.
Oh, he was
Well, he's a
great.
very good
Dude,
actor.
he was
He's
so
an
good.
underrated actor.
There were some shots
He was
where
so
he
good.
he was lit so perfectly that he looked like Kurt Russell. He looked like his dad.
Dude,
Like-
Sean, you took the words out of my mouth because I've been telling people that like I never thought he really looked like his dad. And in this movie, there were shots
Yeah.
where I was like, oh my God. He's
Yes.
Kurt Russell, like 100%. He's just
he-
blonde because of Goldie Hawn.
Absolutely. He looked just like
he
his dad.
looks like. I mean, you saw that in that Godzilla thing on Apple TV, right? He looks like him.
What is CJ?
Yeah, but in
on?
this, his facial expressions were even closer. Like his deliveries were like he had to deliver serious lines at times, and he looked like his dad. It's cool.
Oh, that's great. I
And
got it.
I also like-
I don't know what's going on with CJH. I don't know why you're like the cape shit's over. It's weird, CJH. I know you like cape
Yeah, it's
stuff.
very aggro lately. It's something wrong.
Yeah,
with
I
the poor
know.
guy.
What get a Voltaire
Hey,
misses you.
Sentry has a cape. Sentry wears a cape.
As much as people like to
He's
say
coming.
Sentry.
Yeah, I agree. Jonathan. He's a
Sentry
very
looks-
underrated actor.
Sentry,
Dude,
these-
Sentry was a good character.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that character, man. It was heavy.
Yeah, cinema. If
super
you care
deep
about,
and
if
very
you care
well
about cinema,
performed.
you should care about reboots, sequels, and cape shit because they've kept the theaters going for a long time with the superhero boom. But speaking of boom, like the box office is gonna do when Superman releases, according to Sean. I wanted to have this. I'm gonna put a poll. Do people want a Superman movie or a James Gunn movie? What is actually being promoted? Sean,
Who are
you go
people?
first.
It's
Everyone. Hit the fans.
it's being promoted as a James Gunn movie, not a Superman movie, and it's going to end up being
Yeah.
all about Lois Lane. I'm telling you, it's a Lois Lane movie.
No.
But
I'm
but
telling
his
you,
question was what people want. People probably want a Superman.
Like the
people
fan-
want
no,
a
no,
Superman
but-
movie, not a James Gunn movie.
No, I actually
It's
think his
interesting.
fans want a James Gunn movie. I don't necessarily think that's a bad
Really? Oh, you might be right, actually. Like
No,
certain
I
fans are
think-
like,
I
I love
think-
everything
I
Gunn's
think
done,
that's-
and that's it.
I think that's the
Yeah.
secret sauce and the way to make extreme profitability in the current climate is your brand has to be really high. And I think James Gunn has a brand, but we'll see if it's more niche than, because here's the thing. Here's the difference. I think people saw Guardians of the Galaxy for Guardians of the Galaxy characters. And there were the James Gunn fans too. But I think since then, people have been more
Most people didn't know.
more
him.
involved
Yeah.
in the James Gunn brand. For instance, Ryan
Uh-huh.
Coogler, he has a brand now. I really loved Sinners,
Yeah.
but I do
Oh,
think
yeah.
the reason it's succeeding so much is because of the Ryan Coogler brand, and not that the movie's bad or anything. The movie's
That's a
great.
good point.
I think that's what's really
No, that's a
getting,
good point. But
I
I
liked
think-
it better the first time I saw it when it was called Dust Till Dawn.
Oh no, don't do that.
zing.
No. But I think
No,
I
you're
think
right, though.
that I think that's what's really getting people to the box office is, and younger generations that have grown up on social media with their phones really recognize people as a brand. Social media influencers stuff. James Gunn is a brand.
And I am telling you right now, Gen Z and Gen Alpha don't give a shit about Superman. They would rather have Minecraft. This movie is gonna flop so hard.
What gets to me
Yeah.
is the super shit rumors that we're going to talk about.
It's
All right,
real.
are
It's
act-
gonna
it's-
be real.
hold on. Max,
we
I
got to
gotta tell you.
we got to do some context. Voltaire, help me out here. So, do you know about this, Voltaire? Right?
Yeah, I do. But can I answer the first question
Yeah.
first? So, I disagree. I think that James Gunn is not trying to make this a James Gunn movie. I think he's trying to make this a Superman movie. It has to be a Superman movie. It's their most marketable character next to Batman. And it's kind of like the flagship for kids and all that kind of thing. I don't agree with you, Sean, that it's going to be a Lois Lane film. This is going to be a Superman film. This is going to be a tentpole film for DC. So I can't imagine that he would go in that direction. It would just be madness on his part.
You know what's interesting? I feel like after hearing you guys say that and thinking about it, it's like I think you're right, Voltaire, that he is making a pure Superman movie, and I think he's trying to expand what his brand is, right? By doing a different thing that he's done. But I think Sean is right too, that the young generations, they don't care about Superman. So they need a brand like James Gunn to be like, hey, check out Superman. It's cool. I'll show you that it's cool.
So,
but Gen Z and Gen Alpha don't give a shit about any of the DC stuff. They don't care about the
but that's why they need
Creature Commandos. They don't care about any of it.
So what if I told you
but that's the thing. They need an introduction to it.
He's going after kids. He wants to capture the hearts and minds of little boys looking at Superman and loving.
I'm sure he wants to capture the heart and minds of little boys.
No. From his.
Stop it, Sean.
I heard.
No, but that's but you have to remember
Sean working in his mind, trying to figure out a way to throw some shade on his old tweets. I knew you're trying.
No, but there's kids
I meant that in the most innocent way possible.
No, see, I know you did, and I understand that. But the dog is only in 3 scenes, so it's not like it's not. It's not going to be.
That dog is there to capture the hearts and minds of housewives and all that kind of thing.
Yes,
but the reason
Voltaire,
the reason they're doing short films with the dog is because they know the dog is going to outshine Superman in the scenes that he's in, and they need to have something else because he's not in the movie much.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Dude, he's not in the movie. The Crypto is not in the film that much. Remember, these are 4 independent stories like Pulp Fiction grouped together, and he's only in like 3 of them, and he's barely in the damn thing. The dog, and so now they need to give people these little short films afterwards because people are going to want the dog, and the dog's not in the movie.
Sean, that you can't have Crypto be the focus of this movie. He's got to be a supporting character to Superman, and if they can have an offshoot of stuff with Crypto, I think that's actually brilliant. That's not a negative to me.
Well, here's my. I was thinking about the success of the Minecraft movie and that chicken jockey. So this stuff sounds stupid to me the super shit in the monkeys. But what if it taps into this audience that likes chicken jockey and it's like stupid fun? It's not for me.
They're not gonna tap into it. They're not gonna tap into it. No, I don't think so. No, listen, and this is what guys, hear me out on this. Nostalgia always leads to depression. Okay. What? Nostalgia leads to depression.
Oh no, I'm in trouble.
When people go backwards, they're not moving forwards.
Don't go to that Nada Surf concert.
And what I'm saying is the 1978 Superman film is what everybody loves, and they love the second one. Nobody showed up for Superman 3. No one showed up for the quest, the Quest for Peace Part 4. And then they waited 18 years or something before they did Superman Returns. And then what did they use? They used the John Williams score. They brought the underwear back. They made it a direct sequel to Superman 2. And what happened? It flopped. No one wanted that.
This dude's broom, and he's talking about put the toys away. Go ahead, get out of here, CJ. Okay, sorry I didn't interrupt.
All I'm saying is nobody wanted Superman after Superman 2. So then Snyder comes in. Yeah, those movies are flawed, but he did something different, and it wasn't as successful as they wanted it to. But I mean, all of those movies did way better than any of the previous Superman films combined. And all I'm saying is, what did they do? They panicked and they go, we got to go back to the stuff nobody liked. We got to go back to the John Williams score. We got to go back to the red underwear. And this was the stuff they abandoned because the Superman Returns flopped, and so did Superman 3 and Superman The Quest for Peace. What I'm saying is the people who are 50 years and older that grew up with Christopher Reeve have this weird thing about Christopher Reeve and that kind of nostalgia, but it's not going to work this time because nobody wanted it anymore. And that's I'm telling you, this thing's gonna flop. It's gonna flop hard.
Go forth.
Hey, fourth, how's
No,
it
no,
going?
it's an
Sorry,
interesting.
Sean.
interesting thing.
What do you mean it's going to flop? What's a flop in your mind, like box office wise?
I mean, what did I say? 575 million? Is that what I was thinking?
Yeah, I don't remember what our bet is.
So you think? Yeah, I think the over under between you two was like 700 million, or maybe I'm wrong, but it's not going to make 700 million. It's not going to
no way.
No way. The Matt Reeves Batman made.
No way. No way.
Oh my! I think
you don't think it's going to make 700,000?
No.
Well, it depends on the word of mouth, I think, and how good it is.
Yeah, but it's also
remember, like
Jurassic Rebirth comes out the week before, and the Fantastic Four comes out the week after. It's sandwiched in between two massive films that are going to vacuum suck the box office. They put it in the wrong spot.
Don't put it in the wrong spot. All right, well let's say hi to Fourth. I want to hear Fourth thought on what do these Gunn fans really want? Do they want a Superman movie or a Gunn movie? I think it's more
for all the previous stuff, what Sean said, I'm in total agreement. They tried Superman at one point was considered to be not a joke, but uninteresting. He's too good, he's too powerful, blah blah blah. Even when they asked Snyder, like, what's your favorite superhero when he was promoting Sucker Punch, he said, I know it's cliche to say, but Superman. And he said, yeah, I know all these negative characteristics about the character. And you know what? It may have had the adverse effect that people who didn't care about the character found his version interesting, while the people who consider themselves long-term, fans didn't. But I think
I agree.
Man of Steel is probably going to be the higher-grossing movie. I don't wish that for it. Hopefully, the character gets to continue, even though already that a lot of the so-called I'm a Superman fan don't accept different versions of the character to explore their favorite character. They just want the same, I want to have the exact same experience that I had in a way I've already seen before. Don't change a thing. So that's why I'm not even going to watch the movie.
You got to watch it.
No, I mean I'm definitely going to see it, and
it's a great point though.
But my point is, look what they did with the Flash. They brought back Michael Keaton because they thought, hey, we can bring back Michael Keaton. All the people that watched Michael Keaton the first time, they're going to love to have him back. The movie bombed, 220 million. No one cared.
That's because of Ezra Miller.
No, but what I'm saying is,
he was the best part of that movie.
They anticipated 45-year-old men and older to show up, like me, that went and saw the 1989 movie in the theater.
As much as apologists for the Flash like to say that sequence with all the flashbacks of Christopher Reeves and Nicolas Cage was well done, if it was actually well done, that could have brought some people in too. If it was a really cool sequence, like you don't get the same vibe you get like Deadpool Wolverine, where people making cameos, as you get this bad CG that looks horrible.
That was terrible.
But if you actually had Nicolas Cage in the flesh, like that looks like a real Nicolas Cage as Superman, it had a really amazing sequence where he wasn't disgruntled about it. That there was a lot of missed opportunities.
I agree, Droga. I mean,
I would actually go one further to say that
underestimating that. Again, I get it. Superman is still a powerful character. I think you're also underestimating James Gunn. He doesn't make bad movies. Like, what was the last bad movie he made?
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't make bad movies.
Okay, well, that wasn't great. That's fair.
Go ahead, Forrest.
Not bad. It's not bad, though.
Oh, go ahead, Forrest.
He doesn't make bad movies, but he turns them into James Gunn movies.
And so, let's be honest, a lot of people are saying garbage.
They were saying that, they were hoping that James Gunn would capitulate to the Superman character and make a Superman film, and instead of potentially turning Superman into a James Gunn film. Same reason why they didn't want Tarantino to do Casino Royale.
Yeah. Well, here, Rhea is she's a big supporter of James Gunn. I know she's got her day one tickets for Superman. She might see it early because she's an influencer now on her. Go check out her Twitter, Multiverse of Keller. She's doing content over there, so she might get hopefully she gets to see it pretty early.
I'll see it early too.
So I'm getting more Gunn brand voice than being a Superman. So if you really weigh the marketing vibes, I do get more of a Gunn vibe than it's definitely a Superman movie, but I'm getting more like I really feel like it's being sold on the strength of Gunn and his relationship with the actors.
The marketing.
and he's
think
all
we're
over
done
the
with
marketing.
Superman.
The marketing is like
Superman.
Yeah.
The
Huge
Superman
mistake.
Day. The Superman Day marketing was behind the scenes, and James Gunn's more in the trailer than Superman. And I'm okay. And that is a marketing tactic. And there is rabid Gunn supporters, but I don't know if it's as much as there could be.
So you guys
Superman.
are underestimating the normies. I'm going to tell you something. And you're right. The marketing needs to ramp up, and it will. This is going to be the bright, happy Superman, and it's going to get the normies.
But that's the thing. That's the thing, though. Here, Sean has consistently shared a meme that said all of the Snyder haters have consistently said they want a cheery, happy Superman and not a dark, gloomy one. And then most of the marketing with this Superman is extremely more dark and gloomy than Cavill's. Like Cavill's smiling.
I love that.
I'm like,
well,
what
that's
are you
what
talking
Brad's
about?
saying.
And there, that is actually an accurate meme. You know which one I'm talking about, Sean?
I know exactly which one you're talking about.
And he's Cavill smiling and looking heroic, and and I'm not saying Cornsweet.
No, I've heard,
but I'm like, what are you guys?
No, but it's because they
in the Keller rating's actually brighter in Man of Steel. Yeah.
Here's my thing. That, and I don't want to get into one of those debates of whose fandom is stronger. The people who the Snyder fans who like what he was doing don't dislike Christopher Reeves. They might be more open to future interpretations that we could have got that were on the table that we're going to be regulated against now, because all that sells now is Christopher Reeve. So you're not going to get a Superman Red Sun probably because of all the backlash of changing Superman to something else.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
When you're talking about 700 million,
that's my fantasy. Right? One day
you're not talking about people like us going to the movies. You're talking about getting normies into the theater. Right. And I think this version of Superman will get normies into the theater.
It's not because
I don't think so.
It didn't with Superman Returns, and it didn't with The Quest for Peace, and it didn't. We're talking 3 Superman films in a row that had that John Williams score, that had that red underwear, that had the jokey jokes. And I'm telling you, it's the gamble to go back to the well is a big gamble.
Not enough people showed up to see if Superman Returns was a bad movie.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that Gunn is doing something new in the sense that it's going to be really fantastical. He's not the only alien on the planet.
Putting himself on the advertising.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying the idea of doing something different, because what Forth was saying before is really true. I have friends that always thought Superman was silly, and then I told them about Man of Steel, and they were like, "Oh, that's actually cool. He's like an alien," and they got into it. And it's people who don't care about him, maybe they're like, Gunn will get them into him the way Snyder got certain people, normies, into him.
Well, look, normies don't read comic books either.
No, not at all.
That's
okay. So if you got a lot of normies out there, and the other thing is with at least with Fantastic Four, Marvel's got 37 movies now out. And there's a bigger following for that than it is for these kind of every 10 years or every 5 years rebooting crap.
So you think Fantastic Four will make more at the box office than Superman, Sean? Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
I don't think so. Not after the
disagree.
trailer.
Well,
I think if Ben Grimm.
Yeah, but Marvel's brand is stronger right now.
Marvel's brand is stronger, and then with the Thunderbolts, okay, I can't spoil anything, but.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh well, did you see it in IMAX, Sean?
No, I saw it in PDX.
Look at this is actually super,
because the IMAX.
This is not a joke. If the Superman marketing was really on point, this would be really front loaded with Superman. It's closer than you would think. I think it's more mixed. I don't necessarily think that the selling of Superman is happening enough in this. He's in the trailer. Crypto's there. All these other characters are there. And James Gunn is a character too. And that is a branding. But I think if you really wanted this to be an extreme success, and we only have 14 likes. Come on, let's get to 20 likes. I think that this would be really 70, 80% Superman over James Gunn. I think they are resting on the James Gunn brand. And I don't know. You don't really see, you do see Superman being heroic in the trailer, but you don't see a lot of dialogue.
We've not even heard his voice
or Clark. And
he's not even delivered a line in the trailer yet.
He says crypto. He whispers crypto.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Take me home.
That's nothing. I mean, we haven't had him interact with anyone.
I do feel like that is a potential issue. Voltaire, do you want to comment on that? And then fourth,
well, to be fair, it kind of reminds me of the marketing for Wonder Woman. There were certain women's groups who were saying that they were setting up Wonder Woman to fail, that they weren't advertising the movie, and the studio had to go on Twitter and be like, "Relax, it's on the way." And the marketing for that didn't ramp up until 1 month before the movie actually came out.
But the problem is that no one knows this is a new universe. Okay, they needed to do more to educate the public that this is something new, and they're not doing that.
That presupposes that the public knows about the difference between Snyderverse and all that. Like, we're in our little universe here where we all know what Snyderverse is and all that. I don't think that that's the case with normies, and that's who they're going after. And I don't necessarily think that
normies.
That
they don't know what universe it is.
Look at this, how much character James Gunn has become a character. I know that this is fair that there's probably a Zack Snyder cosplayer, but I think it's more likely that you're going to see more James Gunn cosplayers, and James Gunn probably loves it.
That's a person.
Some nerd at Comic-Con.
James
Gunn's more of a character than Superman.
That makes me want to throw up that people are cosplaying as James Gunn. But I will say,
they're being satirical.
But as Star Wars Celebration, I've seen people cosplay as George Lucas at Star Wars Celebration.
There you go.
It's not unheard of.
It's really weird that Gunn's all over the marketing.
It's a little weird.
Oh, I would say it is very strange that Gunn's all over the marketing, trying to
not that he's all over it, and he definitely is a brand, but I think the James Gunn brand, in my opinion, and I think you could do both and be successful, but I think James Gunn brand is more niche than Superman.
Yeah.
Like, there's lots of brands out there.
Definitely.
Like Ryan Coogler is a brand now that's a powerful brand that I think people will show up regardless, like Christopher Nolan's a brand. So in my opinion, in the past, James Gunn's projects like Guardians was a stronger promotion of the actual Guardians characters than the brand of James Gunn. Whereas now, since he's taken over for DC, the scales have changed, and James Gunn's more of the brand than the actual project.
Yeah,
I think you're right, man. And because even when James Gunn's talking, or like Corn Sweat starts to talk, James Gunn steps on him and starts talking on top of him. Well,
I haven't really seen enough. I haven't seen enough of Corn Sweat style. I've seen the action. He looks great. He does really look emo and morose more so than Cavill. I don't know what people are talking about. Like, she's been in the chat saying Man of Steel was dark, brooding trailer promotion. No, it wasn't. It was very hopeful and heroic. And he still looks great as Superman, but there's really not a lot there. Maybe the next trailer, we haven't seen any of Clark.
Man still had a very majestic type of.
Go ahead, Larry.
Well, I would say that Man still had a very majestic type of feel to its trailers.
Yeah.
HBO Max and DC put out a YouTube video the other day of Jimmy Olsen. They're interviewing the actor that played Jimmy Olsen, and after 2 days, the video only got 13,000 views. After 2 days. And my point is, no one gives a damn about Jimmy Olsen. No one cares about these characters that they're bringing in.
Bad marketing, like you said.
It's bad marketing. Like, why would you? And then in the Super Bowl, they give us a small clip of Guy Gardner doing like the Zoolander shit, like looking at the camera and fucker. Like, why would you do that?
I agree. But the movie still might be great. That's the thing. Like, I'm giving it a chance, but I'm excited for like a real comic book live action. As much as I love Snyder, but the marketing is really weird.
I don't think the normies want big time advanced marketing. I don't think it helps with normies.
Okay.
They see it and they forget about it.
Yeah, but they need to know about it. I'll tell you something. I think
6 weeks in advance.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, when was the first teaser dropped? Like December? or November.
The first actual trailer did really good numbers, but then I feel like the marketing's dropped off after that. They didn't keep the momentum. You have to, even if you have a trailer that gets like amazing record views, you got to keep that momentum and consistency. And I think it's all over the place.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see. Maybe another trailer will really sell it. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a really great Lex trailer, a really great Clark or Superman trailer.
Dude, I guarantee they're going to have crypto on dog food cans.
So what's wrong with that?
That always happens.
That's good.
It's the wrong audience.
That's normal.
How is it the wrong audience? It's normie audiences.
It's the wrong audience.
You're going to get plenty of people going, I love that Superman movie, and they're only holding crypto.
I think crypto is good marketing, Sean. But it depends on if it matches like the Grogu stuff. Like, is crypto enough of a character that it's going to help the marketing? Actually, people see the movie and go back, or is it just a gimmick?
It's a gimmick.
No, and is he cool? Because Grogu's cool.
Yeah, is
Grogu's cute and badass, right? Mm-hmm. And funny.
And I actually don't think the normies knew that crypto existed.
Yeah,
until
and all these dog lovers are going to see a
point.
scene where Crypto saves his master, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's just like my dog. He would have saved me too." And they'll be like,
"That's what they're doing,
my doggy." Yeah,
that's what they're doing. They're going for normies. No, Voltaire's right. Like, they're going for normies and not the nerds so much. They're like, the nerds will see it anyway, but we have to get regular people to watch it who have dogs, and they'll. Because I heard people say, I'm sorry, just real quick. People were saying like, oh, my wife, she can't relate to Superman at all. But like, she's like, I have a dog just like that. Let's go. It's like, it's a little disappointing. But if the movie's good, there's more people will go see it.
I feel that clip of, I don't know if anybody saw that clip of Joe Rogan reacting to the trailer. It was being shown by a guest of his on his show. So yeah, there's a new Superman movie. You know what? Bring it up. And then he watches the trailer, and his co-host and everybody in the room were like, what the? There's a dog in this? Oh, where's there a flying dog in this? They thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay, so a bunch of 50-year-old stoners thought it was kind of cheesy. But that's
he has an audience. He has an audience of 80 million people.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, I have stoner friends who think it's awesome that there's going to be a flying dog just because it's like, just go all out.
To say disparage stoners. You know what I mean. I meant the Joe Rogan crew. I say 50-year-old MMA guys. Okay, there you go.
Nice.
Rational Skeptic, $2. Sean, do you think the Batman 2 is still happening?
No, I don't think it's happening.
It's not happening.
I say let somebody else direct it, and then he can come back for the third one.
I've said it for a long time. James Gunn wants that Matt Reeves universe to die. He wants Batman into his universe.
He wants his Batman Brave and Bold. He's already written the script.
Factor?
Oh, dude. He wants only one Batman, just like he only wanted his Superman. He's lame.
I don't think
that's Zaslav.
They talk all about
Zaslav.
It's not
you can
Zaslav.
call him lame. I could say I would say he has a vision.
I think that to answer this question, it's about branding again. Matt Reeves is a brand. Besides the Batman being a brand, I think it's more of a Matt Reeves brand than a Batman brand. Like, it's not easily transferable to another director. And I don't want to. I hope everything's good for him. I heard conflicting reports. Grace Randolph suggests that he has some personal things that's impacting him personally, where he can't do it. Where I thought it was a family member. Either way,
I think he was transitioning.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
Either
just
way,
saying.
I think it's going to happen. Either way, but Sean, don't you remember that Zaslav said, like, we're not going to have 4 Batmans? Like, he actually said that.
He said it. He absolutely said it.
So that felt like he's the one being like, don't make it confusing. Because Gunn you got to remember, Gunn is a comic nerd. So
but
Gunn
Zaslav was also the guy that told Henry Cavill to go out and announce that he was back as Superman.
Can you answer
I'm not going
Donovan's question
Zaslav
here?
Is a real
Voltaire first. Donovan says, "Are we seriously still ragging on Gunn through people cosplaying Jesus effing Christ?"
No, that was a while ago.
I think
I know, but I wanted to bring that picture up because yes, this proves that James Gunn is a brand, big brand.
I think that's a joke, though. That person's making a joke.
I do think there's a big portion of the Gunn nuts that would ride or die for Gunn over even Superman.
Like you say it's a joke, but that guy put that costume together. Let's be honest.
He's a Comic Con goer. That's a very special breed of person.
But that's
I'm saying like I
joke.
cosplay as Indiana Jones, and I've got the head to toe costume. You don't
but
go to that effort.
Oh, well, that's awesome
and not
too.
idolize. You don't go to,
no, you could commit to a joke. You could, if you sometimes committing to it. It's like on Schitt's Creek when the dad bought the town. He's like, buying the town was a joke, not saying I was going to buy the town. You got to commit. Sorry, that's a weird reference.
and I don't think audiences will be confused by multiple Batman. I think it's a bad idea because the candle that burns twice as bright burns half as long, whatever the saying is. I think you'll actually start to create fatigue with people trying to keep up with this stuff, even if it makes sense.
But that goes to Superman as well.
Oh,
because this is a new Superman. Like my brother-in-law, who's 41 years old, I sent him the trailer for Superman, and his text back to me was, "What happened to Henry Cavill?" Okay,
that's the truth.
He's a normie, and he's a normie that does. He's not. That's a comic book guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm saying is you're going to have the same flip-flop of like what's going on in this world. That's why like when you bring in Mr. What is it, Terrific or Fantastic or whatever the guy's name is, you bring in all these characters because I'm not a comic book guy. They don't know who these people are. And if you're not out there, and when you see Guy Gardner and they're like, that's Green Lantern, what's wrong with him with the bowl cut? They don't know that he's not the Green Lantern.
He's like,
the goat.
He's a weird lantern. Yeah, he's the
Anthony Cheeseman, technically 2017, but the last thing that they saw was 2021 or whatever when Justice League came out.
You could have a big ego. He's still fun to work with, Cheeseman. I'm sure James Gunn definitely has ego, and I still love him. Definitely has ego.
But can I say one thing to Sean? Like a parallel of what you just said is like I have 10-year-old nephews who have seen all of it. Like we show them all the Batman, all the Superman, every universe, whatever, and MCU, and they just assume that Pattinson is a young Batman, Affleck's an old Batman, and it's like Keaton is 89 Batman, and they see it like that. But when I showed them the new Superman trailer, they're like, I think it's just a new actor, right? But it's the same Superman, and I'm like, I think it's a new Superman. It's like a different universe. And they're like, really? And they don't know that because they don't watch anything. So they're fans. They're 10 years old. But they're just like, they just assume Cavill and Wonder Woman and all them are still a thing. And if this comes out, it's just a different one. But that doesn't mean that the other one is over. But we talk about it like, no, that's over. This is the new thing. The kids don't know about that, just like normies don't. They're just like, what is this? A different one? Is it the same one? What happened to Cavill? Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's going to happen a lot with the normies.
Yeah.
I really do. Because they're not putting corn sweat and doing it 4 weeks before the movie comes out. Oh, yeah, we're going to cram everything in 4 weeks. It's not enough brand awareness. That's what I keep saying. They need to be having corn sweat out, doing all sorts of press interviews. On Superman Day, they should have had him like Black Adam show up in the costume and walk around and shake hands with people. I'm not, because Christopher Reeve did that back in the day. He would show up in the costume. Adam West, Burt Ward, all those guys would show up in the costume. All I'm saying is if Dwayne The Rock Johnson can show up in the costume, there was no reason why David Cornsweat couldn't do it. But he didn't. It's James Gunn. It's James Gunn. Like put the Superman costume on him.
They had a Star Wars parade too.
I mean, they wasted that whole Shaquille O'Neal commercial with having James Gunn in it instead of actually having Cornsweat in a costume talking to Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
Well, to be fair, Donovan, Sean is being critical, but we really don't know yet. We don't. I'm thinking there's a marketing problem with the general audience. I know that we're in the bubble. We talk about, like CJ says, we talk about the same four subjects every day. So we're going to see this regardless. The majority of us are on board. But is it really reaching the gen? I think now I showed it to my family and they love the crypto scene, but there's still not a lot of Superman selling this. I mean, like my sister wants to see it for crypto. My cousin, wants to see it for crypto.
And by the way, I wanted to say, we love you, Donovan, but we invite differing opinions on this channel.
Mm-hmm.
and we're
or at least this show.
And we're not all agreeing here, but we're having a rational discussion. We're not being toxic like Perp Boys and other channels. We're just this is what this channel is.
Yeah, we stole forth from the
Perp Boys get a bad rap.
No, they do not.
They're just
are infamous.
Period.
They're just misunderstood.
Evil.
That's how it should be. It's funny. I saw someone commented on another video. The comment was like, "Yeah, the marketing is weird. We haven't gotten a real trailer yet. We've only had a teaser and a behind the scenes. It kind of baffles me." And someone responded, "You're a Snyder fanatic." And it's like, what? That's crazy. It's like, no, you could be critical. I might love both of them, but I can still criticize.
Yeah, we're just nerds talking about stuff for fun. Come on.
Yeah. And we should be. We should be talking
look
about
at look at how all these other projects that are coming out are literally sucking the oxygen out of the room. Look, they do the thing with Superman, and then you got Star Wars Celebration. They drop so much news. It just sucked up all the airwaves. Then you've got May the 4th Be With You is coming up. They're going to launch new stuff there. They should be countering this, and they're not. And all this news is going to break.
And they need to counter Star Wars, Disney Star Wars? Forget about that.
Hell yeah, they should try it. Superman. Superman's bigger than Star Wars, man.
Superman's bigger than Star Wars. I don't think this is even going to matter once you get Supergirl. I think Supergirl is going to be the true star of this universe. And then that's going to put James Gunn in a position because there's a different director. What if Supergirl way outshines Superman? Which I think it's going to happen. Millie Alcock.
Oh, she's going to be great.
Yes,
it's not really a name, but I can see that kind of happening.
Oh, she looks like Supergirl.
Yeah. I think she was
Anthony
miscast.
Perk's invited on this channel, but he's always allegedly sleeping. I'm sleeping in Miami. When I can't come on. So we've invited him on here many times. He's too scared.
Oh, now he's going to be in the comments. Now he's going to be in the comments section giving me heck tomorrow. There has been, a slight misstep in the female marketing for the female characters in this universe too. There hasn't been a lot of Lois. I'm upset Wonder Woman is being fumbled so much.
You know why? They're
DCU. Yeah,
they're hiding Lois because she's the through line for all the 4 chapters of the movie, and then she's going to end up like in the Batman being the one that saves Superman. And what I mean is not save him as in rescue him, but it's going to be what happens with her that makes him turn into the guy that. So it's like he can't do it on his own.
Prediction.
He can't do it on his own. It's gonna be a Lois Lane thing, man.
Hey, random chat series.
It's definitely possible.
But that's kind of what James. That's what Snyder was alluding to. That Lois Lane.
That's okay though. But Lois Lane is like that. She is super important. No pun intended.
He's sleeping.
But she makes him a person like.
And Anthony won't come on this show, CGH, and you know it.
And Anthony Cheeseman, you don't even know. CGH got really toxic with my co-host, and I don't know what's going on.
Told me to go find Jesus of all things.
Oh man, I have no idea what's going on. I don't know if he was joking or not, but it's not.
No, it was angry.
I don't know what's going on. Voltaire's was really upset. Just to give you, this is no joke. He's like, I really like CGH. I don't know what the hell's going on. He said, I don't know.
The exact quote, everybody, is "Seek Jesus, you fucking loser." I'm literally reading it now. Sorry to use the F word.
Oh my god!
I don't know what happened. I love you. I'll talk to you this weekend.
And everybody says Canadians are nice, right?
So
talk.
I want to say, so Jesus walks into a hotel, he throws 3 nails on the counter and goes, "Can you put me up for the night?"
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's after
That's
Easter.
a good one. That's an old one.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to be out rational. I CGH is welcome
old.
Here. He's not even addressing it. We had to do correction because here's the thing. If Voltaire, we were going to share that, but then the chat is like, why don't you bring CGH on? It's like, it's not us. I don't know what happened. CGH had a part of the show. I don't know.
And everybody, Perp has been invited on this show. Brucifer has been invited on this show. Everybody who says we don't want pushback on this show, that is all fake news and cowardice. They've all been invited. and they don't come, we're sleepy or we're busy on the town or whatever we're doing, so don't give me that.
I don't know. People have an issue. I guess you have more haters than I do now, Voltaire. That's a good thing.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I don't think the chick playing Supergirl is attractive. She's got that weird gummy.
Sean, boo.
She looks like an alien.
Sean,
she's very. Have you not seen the Dragon Show? She's terrific in it.
No, yeah, but she's got like nothing but gums. Her teeth
are
exactly.
She's a hot blonde. Stop.
She's not. She's not. They miscast her.
Our friend Slipknot fan agrees.
She's got.
I won't shout him out. Slipknot fan agrees.
Jeffrey, there's no kinda about it, brother. Anyway, we love Millie Alcock on this channel. I think she's going to be terrific as Supergirl. And by the way, Jason Momoa as Lobo with this movie can't lose. Like, it really can't lose.
It's going to lose.
Oh, God, Sean, stop it.
People love Lobo that much.
Look, even
no one knows who Lobo is except comic book fans.
Yeah, but Sean, middle-aged women at the water cooler at their office.
But that's how they
did it. Momoa
doesn't have that same
makeup on.
That's true.
Not with that makeup on. They like him when he looks like Aquaman coming out of the water, but they don't like him with all that makeup on.
Did you see what
looking like a
demon?
In the first Aquaman movie, Jason Momoa, he's still way more built than I ever will be, and still very attractive, but he does not have that same energy he did when he was twirling his hair like Fabio in the first Aquaman. It's not the same energy.
Trust me, they'll sexualize him. They'll find a way.
I would like to. I would,
maybe the sadist.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, he'll get women to go, and it's true.
Now he's got chicken jockey energy.
Okay, fair point.
That's true.
Nobody knew who Deadpool was, right? He wasn't.
The movies do that. The movies make them popular.
Yeah.
So here it is. Okay, we get the truth. I apologize to CGH. How dare you, Voltaire, making fun of Canada? Is that what he's not happy with your jokes about Canada?
Well, because I say Canada is the size of one big state in the U.S. and we're supposed to be scared of them? Like that's making fun of Canada?
Now I understand why he blocked you.
Canada's the size of one U.S. state.
CGH is a militant Canadian. He's ready. He's like, I
was born in Canada. I like Swiss Chalet. I like Harvey's. I like ketchup chips and poutine.
Oh, wow. Okay. Rhea is saying, I like Momoa's dad bod in Minecraft. Way more.
Ooh, nice.
Okay.
See?
No, that was a fake dad bod, Rhea, and you know it. They put a fake belly on him. He doesn't have a belly.
Okay.
Still good.
So dad bods are trending now. Are they good? I also heard receding hairlines are. Walter Goggins went on X and said now receding hairlines are in
I mean, if you're Walter Goggins,
hairlines back or what?
If you're Walter Goggins and you're awesome, then people will think your receding hairline is cool too. I don't know about
what makes it attractive? Cash.
I mean, Jason Statham exists.
Bruce
Willis exists.
So there
were a lot of people that had receding hairlines that went and finally shaved it.
Oh, no.
But,
Yeah, so Forth, you're suggesting the dad bod trend is a myth. It's not actually people are attracted to the dad bod. It's the cash is an accessory to the dad bod.
Show me a group of women fawning over a dad bod that makes $30,000 a year.
There you go.
Okay.
Ooh, the guy.
I love
I mean, he's right. He's right. Was like a shelf stalker at
dad bod.
A shelf stalker at the grocery store is not getting the same juice as the guy who steps out of his Porsche with a dad bod.
That's a good point, because it's like women used to be attractive for being overweight back in the day.
What?
Because it meant they had money. So it's like dad bod's like the same thing. Yeah, that's real.
Did you see the girl that was the love interest in Sinners?
You mean Haley Steinfeld?
No, the other lady.
The lady who knew about vampires.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, the one who got it from behind.
From Loki. The one from Loki. Right?
The one who got the doggy style.
The girl who got the super attractive man to be into her.
That scene was sexy though. I still think she's attractive.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
She
what's the
threw
point
like
of this?
she threw some chicken bones and some rocks down on the counter. Next thing you know, he's shafting her from behind. It's hilarious. I loved Sinners. It was so good.
It was really good. There was a lot of sex stuff in that, actually.
Yeah.
Oh
Which
my
is
god!
the devil's music. It's all about
The
I missed the point.
The dialogue from Haley Steinfeld where she's like, where Michael B. Jordan was embarrassed in public, where she's like, "Oh, yeah, there was some." Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she's a.
Oh, is she a big lady or what?
Yeah, more cushion for the push.
She's quite a big lady.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what the point was.
And Michael B. Jordan is like a perfect physical specimen, but he's into it.
Yeah,
she was cool. She was awesome.
There's a bit of a bias in the black community. We love our big women.
She was not just, it's not just black community.
She was attractive.
I love all.
Dude, she was attractive.
Sizes.
I'm a boob guy. I don't like big asses.
Attractive to who?
What?
Who? I mean, she's attractive to me. Isn't she from Loki? Am I wrong?
The TVA one?
She was the one of the people in Loki. Yeah, she was one of the.
She's a TVA agent. She's cool.
TVA person, right?
Yeah, I think maybe I just like her because of that. And I'm like, oh, she's cool.
Oh, you think she's hot?
I think she's hot.
Yes, I think she's pretty hot.
I mean, I think I mean, on a scale of Haley Steinfeld to her, I probably would say.
Is this
Haley
a progressive
Steinfeld.
thing? Are you guys just lying to me?
No,
No,
I'm
and Michael B. Jordan wouldn't make sex on her either.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm attracted.
Yeah,
to
Haley
different
is a
types
Trump
of people.
supporter. Sorry, Haley Steinfeld. She's a Trump supporter.
You don't know
Really?
that. You don't know that. Her fiance
No way.
Her fiance is his mother and father are all wearing red hats, and she's marrying into it. So
what?
She might hate it. She might hate it though. She might be like, "Oh, these fucking idiots."
Nope. She's into it.
Oh, man, that's weird.
I'm telling you.
That's weird.
And then Droga says she's a Zionist too. What is going on this show, everybody?
Well, that's what it
that's
here. I mean, some Jews voted for Trump.
Okay, let's move on off of
he
this.
would help. But anyway.
All right, thick women for the women.
Hey, yes. Okay.
Can we all agree? Can we all agree on the flawed marketing for all the Warner Brothers projects that come out? Look. They release the photo. They release a photo, the first photo of Superman, and he's like tying his boots, putting his boots on. Like,
yeah, I said I didn't like that. I said that.
And then the Green Lantern TV show puts out a picture of the two Green Lanterns walking down a road in plain jeans, looking like two dads going to Costco.
Jesus, Ray.
Oh my God!
And that's it.
Right.
Okay. Every time they're releasing photos of these new projects, they're releasing photos, and then the first picture of the alien that's the Supergirl. It's from behind, and all you see is the fucking Superman, like, or her chair back, and her hair.
Well, those are behind the scenes.
It's
that's different. That's a behind the scenes pic.
I'm saying
you're right. It's the first shot.
Saying,
you're right.
This is the bad marketing that they're doing. Like if you showed me that picture of the Green Lanterns and said that was a Green Lantern show, I would have been like, huh? Unless you looked for the fucking ring on his finger.
I think you're right on that.
Yeah. I couldn't even believe the ring. I was like, whoa, look at the ring. Yeah.
They had amazing casting with Aaron Pierre, and then it's really so much of the marketing so far, at least, has been out of the Green Lantern, and that's what a lot of people have concerns about, that it's too much just like normie clothes. That's another reason I didn't like Aquaman too. It's just like Jason Momoa running around everywhere doing action sequences in his Momoa clothes.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm wondering if the studio.
I got more Momoa than Aquaman. It felt even the jokes were more.
That's a good point.
No, it lead way more towards Momoa than Aquaman. And a lot of the sequences, it looks like he just wore his wardrobe out of his trailer. It'll just look like regular Momoa clothes.
Yeah,
wasn't very super at all.
No, I wonder what kind of evasive action the studio is going to take, since all the course-corrected DC movies tanked after their flawed Justice League that they released. Even if some of them were likable movies, I mean, how are these new movies going to favor any different in the public eye?
That's what I'm getting at. Now we're on the same page with that.
So yeah, DC will always be the whatever redheaded stepchild to Marvel on some level, but they need to try. Like they tried to go dark under the other era, and I think that James Gunn is trying something different, and I think it will work.
No, he's not trying something different. He's going back to the red underwear. He's going back to John Williams' score. He's going back to goofy jokes. That's not trying something different.
No, it's different.
I can't see it being different.
League Unlimited, like for real though.
Yeah, but it's not different. Like from like a normie perspective, if James Gunn's world looks like it could fit in with the Flash, could fit in with Blue Beetle, could fit in with that last Aquaman movie, could fit in with what's his name, Shazam and stuff. All that stuff totally looks consistent with what James Gunn's doing. It just now James Gunn's on the advertising.
The only people who remember those films are Crazy Joe. Nobody remembers those films, and they're gone.
Well, the only people who love those films are Crazy Joe.
Yeah,
I love my comic book friends, but one of the worst things they do on Movie Talk is when they it's accurate to the comics, and I'm like, movies are different. Not everything works there. Not everything has to be like they do this gatekeeping of and then comic books were always silly. I'm like, it doesn't translate the live action well sometimes. Like I'm so on crypto,
really serious comics.
This Space Monkeys thing with Lex is really a hard sell for me.
Oh my god!
Like, I mean, I want Lex. I want a really cool Lex Luthor, but now
the
to
Space
think
Monkey part is
now
the social
think
media
that
part I can live with, but
to
the
think
Space
that
Monkey thing.
this version of Lex that's what's the name? Nicholas Hoult with Space Monkeys. It just doesn't immediately. I'm like, that's gonna.
Let me ask you this: Why is it that the actor playing Lex Luthor, what's his name? What's the guy's name?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult has such a sculpted, tight suit that is fitting and looks perfect on him, and Superman's got a motorcycle suit all baggy and shit.
Because Lex Luthor is a multimillionaire with a tailor.
I've seen toothpaste tubes that have more definition.
Superman could have had a tailor too easy. Superman's got 6 robots that can't sew.
But he's trying to play. He's trying to be a normal Joe.
You may have in this movie, Sean, that more people like Lex than Superman.
So I'm sorry, I have to.
That would be interesting.
As a man who I wear suits on a regular basis.
Than Superman.
The guy who wears suits all the time has a tailor, and they fit well. The schmo who wears suits to a wedding or once in a while to a funeral, God forbid. Or,
we don't know what we're doing.
And they look schlubby in a suit. They're not. They don't know how
schlubby as shit.
This Lex brings the girls to the yard. Would you rather have a Lex that suits up or a grown man that wears his underwear on his outside?
Suits up. I'll tell you.
That's a good take. That's a good take.
No, I'm saying that Lex is probably. I'm thinking Lex is the stronger character than Superman is, which I really.
That would be cool.
And that's
it's
what's
just weird visually.
Good villain. We've been trying for good villains.
Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, all these actors, they're gonna outshine Corn Sweat.
It looks weird visually because
we haven't seen him talk yet.
Superman looks short.
Voltaire $10. Right? I had to translate here. CGH is a meanie beanie bad Canuck.
Bajini. He's a meanie bajini.
Meanie bajini. And he left.
He's a Canuck.
CGH, you're a meanie bajini.
Oh, no.
What is you need to stop this war, this tariff war between you and Voltaire.
Yeah, no, not only him, also Cybercillus Punk in the chat, another Canuck who's been attacking me. That's enough, you Canucks.
Cyber sauce? Hell yeah.
Go ahead,
awesome.
Voltaire. Say, I tariff
you. Hosers.
I tariff you.
Take off, you hosers, eh?
Let's throw another shrimp on the bottom.
A trade war. It's a trade war, baby.
Max,
can I just tell you?
Yeah.
I think super shit is really funny. # super shit. And I think that the more I think about it is that if Lex is if he cares about doing that, that's kind of the leaders in our world, like Elon and Trump, not trying to get political, but they love shit posting. They really care about social media. Yeah. And I know Gunn is a lefty, and Gunn might just be being Lex is just like Elon. He's tweeting at night. Super shit. Some dumb shit.
So James Gunn's the same thing. He can't help himself either. He's too.
Did we get that in BVS?
With what?
Did we?
The whole public image of Superman?
No, we did.
No, that's true, but not
so this whole
hashtags and Twitter. Yeah.
This whole
burning
social,
them in effigy in the streets.
Yeah.
No, but those were
social media. We said
yeah, that was manipulated
in
by
the show.
us.
This whole social
the
media
same way.
storyline by James Gunn.
Yeah.
This is a big FU sandwich for James Gunn, saying everybody tried to cancel me because of tweets, and I'm bringing up tweets in the new movie, big movie I'm producing. Everybody eat this big S burger I have for you.
Yeah,
I'm James Gunn. That is
Yeah,
ego.
but
I'm not going to defend him on that. It's too much.
Yeah, but Voltaire, if it's just like a joke, at one point in the movie, RJ was saying, like, it's just a joke, and it's like, he's like, people have attacked me on social media, so I'm gonna say something about that. It's like, that's not really the worst thing.
Downplayed. I think it's downplayed as a joke a lot by the people that want to support. But if you're deleting thousands, or let's just say realistically hundreds, right, of those type of jokes of the PDF ilk, you might be an enthusiast a little bit too much of humor like that, where it's kind of like you have that one friend that makes like a funny racial joke, and you kind of laugh, whatever. But then he says it again, and you half laugh, and then he says it again, and you're like, dude,
what's with you? Yeah.
James Gunn
you're right,
is
but I
going
think
to make
that's
this whole movie about him. He's making a movie he wants to watch, not what the audience wants to see.
I would agree that's fine.
I think he's trying to do the job for WB too.
I'll say that's fine if you're doing your own movie.
It
doesn't work if you're doing, I guess, a Superman type thing, but if it hits, sometimes it hits if you're doing it for yourself.
Well, maybe we should talk about the main topic.
I'll say
because... Go ahead.
Go for it,
Larry. No, go ahead, Larry.
No, I was just gonna say that, like, I think that is what happened with Gunn and one of his friends, that they would joke about that stuff, and then the other guy was for real, and Gunn was like, "Damn," and he called out Leto. I'm not gonna get into that, but online, Gunn said shit about Leto that's true. It's like
it just seems like he's too much of an enthusiast to like an unhealthy degree, even throwing themed parties.
Yeah, but one of the parties was a Confederate, making fun of the Confederates, and I think that's okay.
Look, James Gunn comes from the world of trauma, and if you watch trauma movies, you understand he's weird.
Yeah.
Yes, he is weird.
No, because I know that they did a theme party of like they're mocking something. It's like maybe a little too edgy, and it's like not in good taste, and maybe not a great idea. But a lot of creatives, like, they don't really know the difference between a good idea or a bad idea, like, until they
our most valued member, William Powell of the Sci-Fi Center, is here. Hey, William.
You should work at Nickelodeon now.
Oh my God!
Oh, Larry, you're not happy?
William, jump on here.
Release the Dan Schneider.
I was taken aback.
Well. I don't know how much more we want to go. We could go longer if you want, but I wanted to get. We should actually talk about the main topic. I should have just titled this James Gunn, but Ryan Reynolds, in early stages of exploring Deadpool X-Men team up movie exclusive. So I don't like to do this, but I initially got to say is the Ryan Reynolds Blake Lively because they're also a brand. Is it too damaged now? I think they could still continue with Deadpool.
That's why he's
there's a lot of damage there.
That's why he's going straight back to the well with Deadpool, because if he doesn't, let me tell you something. I used to like Ryan Reynolds. I really did. And I loved him in Deadpool Wolverine. I've loved him in all the Deadpools. I've loved it. I've seen everything, even the movie If. I've seen all that stuff. And this stuff with the Blake Lively thing, like when I see a Mint Mobile commercial on my phone on TikTok, I scroll right past it. I can't even look at them anymore.
There's definitely some. I don't know what to believe, but there's definitely a lot of bad press.
So everybody, Ryan Reynolds is not the fun-loving Canuck playing Deadpool. He is a ruthless businessman. He's a multimillionaire, and he's a bit of a bully. We're learning that.
We're learning.
That's why he's such a good businessman. And I love Deadpool. I really do. But he's not.
But that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt him, and that's why he's going back to doing Deadpool, because he realizes he's not gonna have much left.
Well, he doesn't have a career much outside of Deadpool, anyways. That costume wears him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of hits outside of Deadpool. I still like him, but I heard he's just a complete ass.
I worked on a movie with Blake Lively. She's a total bitch.
I thought it. What's that,
really?
Sean?
I did a movie with Blake Lively. She's a total bitch.
Really?
She was rude to the crew.
Wow,
she was
Sean,
rude to
everybody.
everybody.
You to say publicly.
I know that's pretty okay. Wow.
Yeah. She's and she
Target
came. It was a movie right after she came off of doing Green Lantern, and Green Lantern had $100 million budget. She comes and she does this movie, and we only had like a $12 million budget, and she treated everybody like crap.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, she's smoking hot.
thought
She
it
is
was
smoking
just,
hot.
I thought it was just.
Yeah, we've all seen the nude pics that are online. She looks great.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, dude,
I haven't.
She's in her trailer.
She was in
taking
Green
pictures.
Lantern.
But yeah, that's when she met Ryan Reynolds. Was in Green Lantern. She played his love interest.
Oh, okay.
I think the thing that's so shocking about Blake Lively, I think the reason it's so damaging to them both is not that they're kind of a jerk behind the scenes. It's just that their public persona is they seem like they're the nicest people ever. Like Blake Lively, when she's on the press tour, she acts like she's the most friendly lady ever.
That's how Canadians trick.
Well, so did Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. For years they put on the whole front.
Good comparison.
Well, I used to think that the behind the scenes stuff about Ryan Reynolds being a jerk was just that guy that got kicked off because he was canceled from the Deadpool series. What was that the comedian's name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
TJ Miller.
TJ Miller. But then there's a lot of stuff coming out about Ryan, and I hope it's not accurate, but they say he's kind of a real jerk behind the scenes.
Big time successful business people like Ryan Reynolds, they're oftentimes not the nicest people in the world. That's why they're big time successful.
Well, I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan, but I would never want to meet him in real life. He seems like a complete ass.
Well, he's Canadian. That should tell you something. Another Canadian. Be careful, everybody.
Cyberpunk Dystopia says Ryan's played one character for 20 years in films.
That is an accurate assessment of his career.
Blade 3 made me want to punch a hole.
I mean,
in
I still wish Ryan the best. And yeah, Deadpool. I don't think it's just that Ryan Reynolds wants to do this. Marvel wants this too. Deadpool Wolverine was a huge success, even more so with licensing of products and merch from Deadpool Wolverine, just that it probably through the roof. But they're talking about.
Sorry, Max.
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, everybody look up what Ryan Reynolds does business-wise. It's not just Mint Mobile.
Dude, he's got alcohol, doesn't he?
He owns a soccer team.
He's made a lot of money in a lot.
He owns a soccer team with Matt.
He's a ruthless businessman.
Typical
Canuck coming over here.
We like Mike Myers.
Oh my God.
Maybe
we like William Shatner. William Shatner has been accused of being a jerk. He's Canadian.
That maple syrup on tap there, CGH.
Voltaire, you really struck a nerve with CGH with the Canadian jokes. He's had enough. That's where it's coming.
I'm allowed to. I was born in Canada.
Listen, we're allies.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be allies.
Although I've renounced my Canadian citizenship,
you gotta remember,
I am an American citizen now. I cannot be sent to El Salvador or wherever they send.
Are you sure?
100%.
What's up, Larry?
Oh, no. Fourth, I was just going to say we never would have gotten Deadpool without Blade 3. With Ryan showing off those sword skills.
Oh, my God. Like I said,
it's true. That's a Marvel movie. Isn't that how he got this?
That movie is like at least a solid 5 until Ryan Reynolds shows up. Then it drops like a -1.
Oh,
show friends, show business. Yeah. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds is exploring a Deadpool X-Men team-up movie. Are they going to, my question with this is I want to see it, but then are they overdoing the Fox X-Men returning to the detriment of the new X-Men?
No, I think the X-Men that are returning in the Doomsday, I think they're all going to get killed. That whole because once you hit Secret Wars, all the timelines go into one, and it wipes out all the other stuff. And I think that they'll only be in the movie long enough to get killed. And it's so fitting.
Yeah, they're going to reset.
This Hollywood Reporter article has Ryan Reynolds' forehead and a bottle of Botox over to the side.
That's funny.
Because it definitely looks like he's got no lines there.
He's very handsome. So there's no question about it. The Deadpool brand is fine. I don't care what anyone says. Deadpool versus Wolverine was the best film of 2024. It's wonderful. I can't wait.
It was awesome.
What, money-wise or like story-wise?
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it. Feeling-wise.
It was enjoyable.
Nice. I enjoyed the film.
Good. It was a good movie.
But I will say in hindsight, when all that stuff came out about Justin Baldoni, and then Nice Pool. And when you see like Nice Pool, he's the only one that doesn't have regenerative powers. He gets shot and killed right in front of a flower shop, just like the
That was
movie.
funny.
And I just like when you see all that, you realize like what was Sean Levy thinking when they let him do all these digs, and like the one scene that made the cutting room floor, that it all finally leaked or got out, where he was like, oh, I just want to be start a podcast and be a feminist male. And you're just like, why did Sean Levy think all that was okay?
Because Ryan Reynolds.
No, because I liked it. Yeah, but I liked all that before I knew what it was.
I liked it all before I knew what it was too. But then when you realize it was like him going after publicly this other guy, it's like, dude, that's weird. And why did Sean Levy think that was okay?
Because Sean didn't know.
Most people wouldn't know.
Well, he sued.
You didn't know. You just said it. When you didn't know, it was funny.
You just thought he was playing a character.
Didn't he sue though?
Person.
Oh, well, he did. The lawsuits are still going on.
When the guy Baldoni first came up with the lawsuit, I thought he was being ridiculous, and then as the stories came out more and more, I'm like, no, he was really.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. I think it should be he's allowed to make the jokes and he's allowed to sue. I don't think Sean
Levy knew Sean though. My guess would be Sean did.
Let me tell you something about this lawsuit. They're going to settle with Justin Baldoni. Like they're going to want to put this away. And they're going to settle and pay that motherfucker off. He's going to live high on the horse.
Yeah.
So everybody, we went through the Baldoni complaint or the Ryan Reynolds or the Blake Lively complaint on this channel. We don't know the full story, right? Some of the stuff that they accused him of is pretty sideways. Remember, if she was breastfeeding and he walked in and insisted on having a meeting with her while she's breastfeeding, that's messed up. We don't know.
She invited him by text, though.
She invited him by text.
It was okay to come in.
I think she fell in love with him, Justin Baldoni, on the show, and Ryan Reynolds figured it out, and then that's when he stepped in and started pulling rank and all that stuff and rewriting scenes and all that. It was all when it shakes out. Happens. He's jaded because she
like David Lynch's
fell in love with her co-star.
Rogue, are you kidding? You don't have they still do lobotomies?
You got that one right, Larry.
Maybe in Australia under the medical system.
It's probably like a new thing that's like
RFK is going to bring them back.
They're happening in Australia. All the best, Draga.
I think he's joking. Well, best to you, Axel. I'm sorry I couldn't bring you on. The mic drop. We are already extending the limit. We usually have 3 or 4. Now we had 5 tonight.
I would like to have Draga on one time and just have him drawing in the background. Just have a screen of what he's drawing while we do the show. I think that would be fun if he's up for it.
What do you think of this idea?
He could draw the show
about Deadpool and the X-Men characters. They're saying it's they're supposed to be 3 to 4 X-Men characters along with Deadpool. The multi-hyphenate is working on various treatments for an ensemble film featuring 3 or 4 X-Men characters. Deadpool, of course, would appear, but perhaps only as a supporting player. Reynolds is saying to believe that keeping the F-bomb wielding anti-hero more on the sidelines would allow for X-Men characters to be used in unexpected ways. Reynolds has been open about every Deadpool movie needing a strong reason to exist, and it's possible this could provide the avenue he needs. Do you think this is a good, buy or sell? Do you want to see this after Deadpool? Where should they go after Deadpool Wolverine?
Honestly, I'm done seeing all these old people, these geriatric people come back.
Listen, Wesley Snipes did not look geriatric. Channing Tatum looked great.
By the time
Ian McKellen, come on.
Yeah, Professor X and Magneto, but not the other guys.
Patrick Stewart has looked the same since he was 30 years old. He's looked the same.
Romaine Stamos, she's like all thick in the middle now. She don't look the same. They're gonna put
God, Sean.
They're gonna put that blue
Romaine Stamos.
Patrick Stewart.
Not Stamos. Rebecca Romaine. I forgot. I don't add the Stamos. Get rid of Stamos.
I think Disney needs to contemplate
it kicked to the board.
She is aged like wine. Rebecca Romaine is amazing.
Dude, Patrick Stewart doesn't even sound like Patrick Stewart anymore.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Professor X. I don't want to see Professor X die again.
Stick in the middle.
They can't do that again. It's the 3rd time. It'll be the 3rd time.
So there's
Max, is this not?
that look old when they're young. Like Patrick Stewart looked old when
Patrick
he was
Stewart
young.
might actually die during filming.
No, come on, he looks the same.
He may look the same,
Dude,
but his voice, he's starting to sound like RFK.
Oh, is he?
Okay,
really?
that's a good point. Well,
I just don't want to see him die again. Someone put on X that he's died like 5 times. You know,
he has died
at least 3.
I think that
first season
Deadpool,
Star Trek episode, he looks the same.
I think Deadpool should commit to the X-Force bit and going to the X-Men. Just do a
that would be cool.
side thing of
That would be cool.
that was a big ripoff. I was mad when X-Force died like a fucking joke.
Oh yeah, no, I listen, I love Deadpool 2 is underrated. People always say the first one is great, but the team in Deadpool 2 was awesome, especially Domino. Woo, I love
So
Domino.
the films are ranked in reverse.
As long as it
3,
lasted.
2, and 1. That's how they're ranked as good films.
4th.
It didn't even last that long.
No, you're right that it's like we were like, ooh, X-Force is going to be a thing now. And it's like, no, it's just basically an Easter egg.
Yeah, that was like over an hour of the way
It's
into
like an
the
Easter
movie.
egg.
They killed off.
Yeah.
And they killed off an hour way into the movie. It was like long. It was like a long ass joke.
Rebecca Romaine's not cute anymore. She's old.
Wait, so Max, is this not a Deadpool 4? This isn't Deadpool 4 or Avengers stuff that they're talking about here.
And Patrick Stewart's starting to look like the Crypt Keeper. He's getting too old. His voice is he sounds like RFK. You can't keep bringing back these old actors and slapping on the digital faces and being like, oh, they're still around.
Are you exaggerating? Does he sound like RFK?
Yeah, Ghost Bubble.
That's a pretty good. That is a good impression, actually.
The only ones I'm really sick of seeing come back is Professor X, and I love him, but it's just like too many times. Like, this is the last time.
Rebecca Romaine can still get it.
Yes, she can.
Bring back Jennifer Lawrence, man.
Boo! I'm booing you. No. Sean, bye. Jennifer Lawrence. No.
Her body's in better shape than Rebecca Romaine.
Oh my goodness! Stop, Sean! Come on.
I don't care what she looks like. She is one of those talent in Hollywood that's lack of talent when it's IP projects. They lose interest.
Max, pull up a photo of Rebecca Romaine Stamos. Pull up a photo of her and type in 2025.
I have many on my computer.
No, pull up one and say 2025 and see how thick.
Are we really gonna?
Max,
it's like Gina Carano. She's pushing Gina Carano, Jabba the Hutt size.
Oh, boo!
Gina Carano, I think, has actually dropped weight. She's taking pictures of herself.
Yeah, she dropped it from her belly to her ass. That's where she dropped it.
Oh, boy,
Max, have you seen the movie Voltaire with Jennifer Lawrence? She's great in that.
Which one?
I love Jennifer Lawrence.
Mother. It's a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they were married at the time. She's great.
She's a natural beauty.
All right,
she's really, I get what you're saying. She's not great all the time, but she was good in that. Probably.
What is she bad in? I haven't seen something where she's bad.
Jennifer Lawrence is very beautiful.
That's on Max to answer.
Some people allege that she's a Harvey Weinstein girl who didn't come out. I don't agree with that. I think she's a talented lady.
I'm trying to find 2025 Rebecca.
I never heard that.
Shut up, Jennifer.
Jenny, don't listen to these people talking crap about you, Jenny. I love you.
Listen, she is beautiful.
You're wonderful.
Woman.
She's great.
But she is boring as hell because she doesn't care about the IP she's in, just like Daniel.
She doesn't want to wear the blue makeup.
See, that's Max. That's what he meant. She doesn't care about the IP she's in. That's a great comment.
What's wrong with her? She looks beautiful at any age.
You know what? Rating these actresses, I'm not comfortable with this. I got to tell you. As a quasi,
I like the thickness. I don't know why this is getting weird, but I'd have no problem with
the woman's in her late 40s, early 50s. Leave her alone. You know?
Why would you? All I'm saying is, like, why would you bring her back?
I would definitely bring her.
Look in shape.
Actually, I agree with Donovan. The body shamer.
Down with the thickness.
And now pull up Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay, I know Jennifer Lawrence is hot. It's not my problem with her. It's just she doesn't seem interested in the project she's in. Like, look at the Hunger Games franchise was ruined for me by the end, and so was the first. Well, X-Men series had other issues besides Mystique, but by the end of it, she wanted to die. She said she wanted her character to die, and I was up for it.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the Hunger Games movies.
Yeah, but so did Harrison Ford. Who cares?
That's true. He
earned his.
Okay, here's Ghost Bumbles is a Rebecca Romaine.
Yeah, she's on Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah, in promos she looks great.
Guys, how old is she? Leave her alone. You know, the woman is a piping hot lady. She's just, she's aged up. These things happen.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, they just keep recycling the old actors. Just give us new actors.
Well, I would like to see her version of Mystique because
why?
Last time we saw her version of Mystique was Last Stand, and I actually really like Last Stand. That sequence with her and Magneto was pretty epic. He just left her after she became a normie. It was really brutal.
That was messed up.
Yeah. So I kind of want to see here. Let me bring this, and we're going to end soon because it's almost 2 hours.
We're getting into some territory that
Thank you, Christina.
No,
I agree with you, Christina.
Yeah, you're saying the perp stream was toxic.
We're all men. Come
on.
Wow.
How dare you, Fourth? This is not like a perp boy stream. But yeah, I agree with you to some extent.
Look, Star Trek Rebecca Romaine, Strange New Worlds, #1. Look at that. She is. I think she's.
That's Rebecca Romaine's name was.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're not seeing below the what? Yeah, okay. Never mind.
Okay, please tap out, Sean.
You can't pull up a photo of that thick gut.
I will do it after the stream.
She probably has wearing Spanx. She's wearing Spanx. It's okay,
Spanx that's a part of life. Shapewear, as the ladies call them. They don't like you calling them Spanx. They prefer to call it shapewear. This is a reality of the life if you're a dating man, if you're a single man. Most ladies are wearing shapewear nowadays. I'm going to tell you.
Installing bidets in women's houses.
I'm just throwing red meat to Donovan.
I really agree with Donovan tonight. Real men love the thickness.
Well, some thickness is good.
Well, I mean, Mystique is a very agile character, so if you have somebody
she needs to be
jumping
thin
around,
and lanky to be.
Well, she could change her body too, right? So she could. Doesn't really matter. She could do whatever she wants.
In the blue phase,
she's trans.
You can't really have somebody who's corn-fed jumping around doing gymnastics like that.
You're right. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen what Thor looks like when he gets out of shape, and now we're going to have Mystique hanging out with a gut.
You guys, did you just see Sinners, the #1 movie
#MomBot.
in America? The star of the movie, the woman he was in love with. Did you see her? Like people.
She wasn't doing gymnastics.
She wasn't doing gymnastics and like wrapping her legs around somebody's head and flipping.
She got a guy who was in top physical peak condition to love her. So some guys are into this, obviously.
Rational's got comment of the night. Sean, be quiet. You'd still tap that.
We're not saying these women should never be seen, Voltaire. We're just saying
Jenny, I love both of you. I love everything about you.
I'd tap that with a bag on her head.
Oh, boo! We got to end soon because
Christina,
Sean
we love that. We love the heart. We love a nice person with a good heart.
I like the heart, but I like other things too. Jesus.
I like Christina's attitude.
All right.
To everyone in the comments
section, that was
I've just been having fun.
I'm not going to lie to you. That was off-putting that Michael P. Jordan was into that. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I didn't have no problem with that.
What?
It made a bunch of women feel like they had a chance.
You're crazy.
He seemed to be in the context of the scene, Voltaire. He seemed to be enjoying himself.
Yeah, I mean, he's not that good an actor.
And how
to sell it.
I also liked how aggressive she was. She just went for
it. You know what? There you go, Max. If a woman is that aggressive, she might get away with it. Right. Okay.
No, that was sexy. She just this is mine now.
I think Voltaire couldn't suspend his disbelief.
Yeah. Final thoughts, everyone. We didn't get any mic drops tonight, so I'll have to give. I know. I am not looking forward to Perp watching the stream. Michael B. Jordan and both the love interests had great chemistry, I thought.
Well, we're not talking about Haley. We're not talking about Haley, Rhea. I'm talking about the other lady.
Any final thoughts for tonight? Thunderbolts, definitely see, Sean says.
I will see
Thunderbolts.
It
was awesome.
Even though I disagree with Sean's opinion, he didn't hurt my feelings. I would love to see Rebecca Romaine come back in all blue with the thickness. Mystique with the thickness. #thick Mystique.
Thick Mystique.
Down with the thickness.
I am
James
down
Gunn
with
still
that.
fumbling the ball on the marketing on Superman. That's my final thoughts. He's still fumbling.
Get down with the thickness.
Mario movie official date April 3rd, 2026.
$1 billion, everybody.
It still hasn't hit $1 billion yet, though. It's not there yet.
Mhm.
What, the first
there
Mario?
yet.
It hit $1 billion.
Alpha women is what you call them. Alpha women.
I thought he was talking about Minecraft. Never mind.
Oh, sorry.
All right, Voltaire. Any final thoughts we should wrap up here? Larry, thank you, Larry. Tell us what you think about Larry and Forth and Sean too. Be nice about the Sean comments tonight.
No, listen, everybody. This was a panel of diverging opinions where people weren't just yelling and talking over each other and being toxic and
only by accident.
We were all being friendly and we disagreed, and this is what this is about, everybody. It's not about I'm right, you're right, and then you're bad and that kind of thing.
There's a lot of blue pills in here tonight, though, too.
No, there's no blue pill.
Blue pills and red pills. It's a good mix.
Everybody should be red. Well,
yeah, we got to mix it up.
And stolen. You should be red pilled in the term of the Matrix, not in what it's called.
Oh no, I'm white pilled, man.
No, I was white pilled until 2025 until I saw what the current president's doing. Now I'm black pilled again. I was black pilled, then white pilled, then black pilled again.
Max, you're
I don't think everything's going to work out. I'm looking at the economy. I'm looking at layoffs.
It always gets worse before it gets better.
Oh wow, Ray!
It's gonna get worse before it gets better.
Mike.
Oh, thank you, Ray. We love you.
It's Mike drop, so that's one issue.
Well,
thanks, Ray. I appreciate the sentiment, but this is the Mike.
The hot Mike copies us, Ray. That's why she knows.
That's true. That's true.
No, I'm not excited for Weapons. That's a rough watch.
What is it?
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
Go watch the trailer reaction Mia Ray did. Although, don't look at the comment section because everyone's mad because we talked over it. When there's like a voiceover and you do a trailer reaction, everyone gets upset. I'm like, you probably watched this trailer already, so we want to commentate on it. But it's getting good views. But the weapons, it's a horror movie, but then there's like it involves children, and it's really there's like imagery that's kind of really brings you to like real life situations with tragedies with children. It's a very hard watch. I don't think
James Gunn's gonna love that movie.
Oh
no, but it looks like Village of the Damned. It's like
all those kids are going to Warner Brothers.
Oh God, they're going to be the monkeys typing at the keyboards, putting hashtag super shit.
Yeah, it's over one. That's the thing. That's weird thing with YouTube when people try to correct you. It actually helps the algorithm. So you have a bunch of people saying, "Don't talk over the trailer. Worst trailer reaction ever." So it pushed it over to 1K views because people.
Hell yeah, that's great. Hey, negative comments are comments.
Voltaire, please end the show for us tonight, and remember, get your mic drops in for next week so I can give $20 away.
I didn't get to say anything.
Oh,
and Ray's got some good advice for everybody. Add maca powder to your coffee, everybody, especially you gentlemen. It's good for your circulation, which is good for your, if you know what I mean.
James Gunn knows.
Oh no!
It does, Ray. There's people that are lame reactors that don't say anything and they just make facial expressions.
Don't listen to anyone, Max. That was your reaction video.
That's what some people do, and that's what they're used to.
Or they pretend to cry. Oh my God! I love
we
that.
do great trailer reactions. I don't listen to the haters.
Thank you for having me on. Between this stream and the perp stream, I think you guys could use a little bit more toxicity.
No,
just a dash.
Okay.
You can find me over there on Perp Stream or on the Sci-Fi Center.
And that channel here.
And I think maybe Saturday there might be a melding of the two. Who knows? Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
You made that happen, Fourth? You made that happen? Oh my God. Perp v. William. Oh my God.
Okay, he's gonna ruin the Sci-Fi Center, everybody.
It's gonna be great.
All right, Sean, do you have anything you want to promote, your Twitter or anything like that?
I got to end this before 2 hours. So
I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Twitter. That's all toxic stuff on Twitter.
That's enough then. Larry, you don't have anything to pimp, do you?
Not really. I'll be around. When I have something to pimp, I'll let you guys know.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us, and good night and good luck.